Okay, we'll call the sixth meeting of this year, Village Board of Trustees, Village of Depew, June 9th, 2025, and it's 7:03. Pledged by Trustee Kraft.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just remain standing for a second. May we take a moment to pause, reflect, and connect with the spirit of peace and understanding that resides within each of us. Let us embrace the opportunity to come together in unity, open to shared wisdom, compassion, and respect that guides us. May this gathering be a time of inspiration and collaboration and growth, and may the intentions we set today lead us toward positive actions and harmonious outcomes. Let us proceed with mindful hearts and collective sense of purpose. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Notification of fire exits by Trustee Zimba.
The emergency exits are located to my left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an alarm or emergency, please move in an orderly fashion to the exits and evacuate the building.
Need a roll call, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Here.
Trustee Zimba.
Here.
Trustee Kraft.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Here.
And Mayor Peterson.
Here. Okay, so the items that are on the agenda tonight, you can ask any questions or comments before we get started tonight. Anything that's not on the agenda, and it's just a general comment or concern, there's a spot coming up towards the end after we've gone through all the department reports. So let's see what's on here today. So initially, Resolution 1, we're appointing DPW seasonal helpers. These are generally college-age kids that do a bang-up job, right, Ken? And I think I see some of the names that are familiar here.
Yeah, if you are coming back.
Yeah. They do a great job. We have appointing a part-time village hall cleaner. So we've moved some people around in the taking care of the building here. Our full-time cleaner went to be a full-time person at our rec department, as Fireman's Park in particular has become more of a more involved job. There's parks being used a lot lately. So we needed to, then our part-time cleaner became the full-time cleaner, and now we're backfilled a part-time cleaner here at Village Hall. Who can add a little bit here on the seeker for 2911, 2951 Walden? Anybody?
That was for the upcoming project. You guys approved minutes at the last meeting. And that is just after doing the seeker, that it is a negative declaration. So that was for the large project in the addition.
Corner of Dick Road?
Yep.
It doesn't really change anything. It'll be a minimum detriment to
Yep.
Correct.
anything around it, so.
That's going to be a great project for the village.
Yep.
We have our first of the DPW grass cutting list. There's three houses on it, 52 Dorset, 243 Vane, and 24 George. And we did Regal the last time, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And I'm assuming we're working on a much more extensive list,
Yeah.
as there usually is at this time.
Well, Brian did send out some letters,
Yeah.
and a lot of people actually bring it to compliance,
Good.
which is good. I mean, we've always
It's been a tough
changed
year.
from week to week to who decides.
It's been a tough year with the rain,
Yeah.
so, I mean, we're not being, real bad.
We're really trying to hit the vacants and things like
Yeah.
that we normally have problems
How about the ones on Transit Road? Those all got it? The businesses there?
with. No.
No?
No, been working with them. Honestly, I try to stop there, and I learned this from Don. It's sometimes better to stop there and try to talk to them and get them to comply, and then say, if they don't
then I'm going to send you a violation letter. I mean, they're businesses and, we want to treat them fairly and, we usually get a positive response out of that, so we're working on that, but we'll make sure it gets done, and we want to treat them fair as taxpayers in the village,
I appreciate that, Chief. I appreciate that. Next, we have permission by the Depew Fire Department to use the pavilion that they have at the Northside Fire Station. Looks like that's for an department event. And permission to the Hook and Ladder Company Number 1 to use the Southside Fire Station this coming Saturday for their annual chicken barbecue. And permission for Engine 6 to participate in the National EMS Memorial Ceremony. That's up at Russell's on Transit Road. That's on June 27th. Next, I thought we pulled this. Accept the retirement of our DPW superintendent. I thought we pulled that.
Well, we haven't voted on it
Everyone was
yet.
going to vote no.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I never want to stand in the way of anybody that wants to retire. God bless you if you can. I wish I could retire tomorrow, but it's not going to happen. Ken, you've been a tremendous since, I interviewed you for the position. You've been with the DPW in the village for 34 plus. And you've been a pleasure to work with as a department head. I know I've asked a ton of things from you over the last, 5 or 6 years, whatever it's been. And I'm gonna miss you. Accept the resignation of one of our full-time DPW laborers. This fella just found a different path that he wanted to take. Going to move to
Virginia.
All right. Appoint seasonal recreational people. There's quite a list. And this is lifeguards primarily, cashiers, and park attendants. So we can get the pool open June 29th, maybe, something like
I
that?
think something like that.
Yeah. So the pools have been painted this past week, and they're being filled today and tomorrow. We just wanted to make sure we get into a position where the pools are, when they're scheduled to open, they open on time. A couple of years back, we had a slight hiccup with that, and the pools were delayed as we waited for parts. Next up is a resolution to authorize these movie nights at the Pavilion in Fireman's Park. It's a working agreement we have with Green Acres Ice Cream. They gave the movie equipment over to the village last year, and we ran 4 movies in the month of July on Wednesdays, and there was probably 200 to 300 people there most of those nights. Kids' movies, it's free, and the ice cream truck will be there as well. So those will start July 9th, July 16th, 23rd, and 30th. Rain date, August 6th.
And we just got the schedule for them.
Just got the schedule, will be posted on the village Facebook probably tomorrow. Permission for the Depew concert series in Veterans Park. There's 8 concerts this year. This is the 10th year of the program. The one concert is being moved to Fireman's Park. That's July 3rd for the fireworks show that we're also having. So it's a big to-do there.
Do you need to put the opening acts on that, or you can make acts on
As soon as I approve them, yes, we can put the opening act.
Okay, they don't have to go on this.
No, they don't have to be on here, and we're not going to put it on there until we actually get them.
Okay, yeah, I was asking for a friend.
Okay. So the next resolution is to authorize the July 3rd event, which is a slightly longer concert with the Boys of Summer. They'll be at the Pavilion. And Skylighters, through the generosity of Erie County Legislator Frank Todaro and the taxpayers of Erie County, they're helping us with the fireworks display. It's the first ever fireworks in the village of Depew that I can find. And so the concert's at 7 to 10. Food trucks will be there just like normal concert would be. There's activities for the kids, obviously the playgrounds and all. And we're bringing in a bounce house. We're looking at a couple other kids-related activities. We want this to stand out as a family-friendly event. There's no alcohol that we're going to be serving, unlike some of our neighbors. So not to say that somebody's going to bring a cooler, I'm sure they're going to. There's going to be a lot of people in the park that night. Be blasted off from the back of the softball diamond. You probably won't have a bad seat in the park anywhere, I'm sure. It's going to be a good 20-minute show. I think it's going to be something to be pretty proud of. So that's on July 3rd. That's all of the items that we have on the agenda tonight. If anybody has questions on any of those items, you just step to the podium and ask away. No? Seeing that there, you have other questions, that's see you later in the program. Yep. Uh-huh. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. We want to appoint DPW seasonal employees pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law. I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint Carson Alberti, Aiden Mandel, Aiden Mecca, and Carter Tazuk, I think I said the name right, to the position of seasonal laborer part-time at the Department of Public Works. It's a 13-week program, I believe. Yep. And I would need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Next up is appoint a part-time village hall cleaner pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law. I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint Samantha Gary, effective June 10th, 2025, at the salary that's listed in our current budget. Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Resolution number 3. This is approved the seeker negative declaration for the project at 2911 and to 2951 Walden Avenue.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion to move for its adoption. Whereas the Depew Village Board has considered the environmental record prepared for this action, including any comments received from the public and interested agencies, and the proposed negative declaration. Whereas the Village of Depew Village Board, as lead agency, has reviewed the minutes of the Planning Board meeting held on May 1st, 2025, in which the Planning Board recommended to the Village Board, as lead agency, that the proposed action involving the site plan approval for a total of 40,808 square feet of building additions at the above referenced property is consistent with an unlisted seeker action, and furthermore, that the proposed action will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and that a negative declaration should be issued. And whereas the Village Board as lead agency has applied the criteria listed in the 6 NYCRR 617.4 parentheses B to this action, and considering all the relevant documentation and information submitted, determines that this action will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. And whereas the Village Board of the Village of Depew as lead agency concurs with this recommendation of the Planning Board, now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Depew as lead agency for the seeker review of the proposed action hereby issues a negative declaration in connection with an unlisted action. And be it furthermore that the mayor is authorized to execute any necessary documents relating to an issuance of a negative declaration.
And I second that.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Thank you. Resolution number 4, this is of approve the DPW grass cutting list.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas the village is encountering numerous vacant and foreclosed homes in the village, and orders to remedy have been issued to the property owner on record at 52 Dorset Drive, 243 Evane Drive, 24 George Street. Whereas the high grass is a nuisance to neighbors and attracts rodents. Be it resolved, permission is granted for the Department of Public Works to mow the above-named streets that are not mowed by the due date on the order to remedy for the 2025 year. The cost and said mowing will be attached to the village tax bill for that property.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Resolution number 5, permission for the Depew Volunteer Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to the Depew Volunteer Fire Department to use the pavilion located at the North Side Fire Station at 112 Brewster Street on Friday, June 13th, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. for a department event. Permission is hereby granted to the Depew Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, to use the South Side Fire Station located at 45 Meridian Street for their annual chicken barbecue fundraiser on Saturday, June 14th, from 6 a.m. till 5 p.m. Permission is hereby granted to the Depew Volunteer Fire Department for Engine 6 to participate in the National EMS Memorial Ceremony on Friday, June 27th at Russell's, starting at 3:30 p.m.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Resolution number 6, accept the retirement of our DPW superintendent.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the retirement of Ken Pick, Department of Public Works Superintendent, is effective June 20th, 2025, is accepted.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes, sir.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes, and congratulations.
Congrats.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes. Thank
Mayor
you.
Peterson.
Thanks.
Like I said before, I can't stand in your way. Yes, congratulations, Ken.
Congrats.
That, all 5? Sorry about that.
Okay.
Passed.
I just told you it's legal if you don't know. He has to keep working.
Next resolution, accept the resignation of one of the full-time DPW laborers.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion, move for its adoption. Be resolved, the resignation of Anthony Santos Larsa, full-time DPW laborer effective May 27th, 2025, is accepted.
I second that motion.
The roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
We'll work to get that posted.
It's posted for
Okay.
the internal.
Internal?
Yep.
Okay. Next up is appoint the summer recreational seasonal help pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law. I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint the following for seasonal summer employment to the Recreation Department. And we have a lengthy list here. I guess I'll just quickly read through it. Tyre Abelos, Matthew Brindle, Joseph Cana, Olivia Cana, Ava Carlin, Desmond Coulihan, Nick Garzinski, Madison Massaros, Savannah McKay, Brady Meyer, Carson Meyer, Alex Sinclair, Elizabeth Steffens, Timothy Steffens, Avery Swiderski, Samuel Tabor, Meka Tramal Ali, and Violet Tremblay. Those are all lifeguards. Lifeguards has always been a difficult position to hire for, and I think Kevin's done a pretty good job each of the last few years. Cashiers, Veronica Patino, Lucy Patino, Samuel Fry, Riley Klein, Alex Cristivo, Cassie Zolakowski, and park attendant Mackenzie Chapman, and Parker Cole. Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Next resolution, authorize the movie nights to be held at Fireman's Park at the Pavilion in conjunction with the Green Acres Ice Cream.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to hold movie nights at Fireman's Park on the following dates: July 9th, July 16th, July 23rd, and July 30th. Use of the park is also granted on August 6th as a rain date if needed. Permission is also granted for the use of the restrooms at the Fireman's Park Pavilion. Green Acres Ice Cream will be on site as well.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Resolution 10, authorize the Village Summer Movie Night, concert nights on Thursdays starting June 26th through August 14th.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to Terry Buckwald to use Veterans Park gazebo for their concert on Thursday, June 26, 2025 at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Grace Thunberg to use Veterans Park gazebo for their Veteran Park gazebo for their concert on Thursday, July 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Yacht Fathers to use Veterans Park event trailer for their concert on Thursday, July 17th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Innocent Bystander to use Veterans Park gazebo for their concert on July 24th, Thursday at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Carnival Kids Steel Band to use Veterans Park gazebo for their concert on Thursday, July 35th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Lancaster Town Band to use Veteran Park gazebo for their concert on Thursday, August 7th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And permission is hereby granted to Barnstorm Country Band to use Veterans Park gazebo for their concert on Thursday, August 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Permission is also granted for use of electrical power and use of restrooms at the Southside Fire Hall. Permission is also hereby granted to Village of Depew licensed food trucks to operate at the summer concert series at Veterans Park.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Resolution 11, authorize the July 3rd event.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to hold a special Village of Depew summer concert in the Village of Depew Fireman's Park on Thursday, July 3rd, 2025, from 5:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Activities, including family-friendly activities, bounce houses, and music by the Boys of Summer, and fireworks display from Skylighters. Food and vendors. There will be a variety of food trucks on hand. Use of the pavilion, pickleball courts, basketball courts, and ice rink is also granted.
I second that.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
And that's carried.
Item 12 tonight, employment applications were received here at Village Hall for Peter Palumbo and James E. Thomas Jr. From the Rec Department, Matthew Brindle, Parker Cole, Carson Meyer, Brady Meyer, Violet Tremblay, Mikhail Tremel Ali, Alex Sinclair. In our DPW, Carson Alberti, Aiden Mandel, Carter Tudus, and Aiden Mecca. Next item is department head reports for Police Department May 2025.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we accept the department head reports for the police of May 2025.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. There's no unfinished or other business. And before we get to public concerns and comments, we'll go around the room to our department heads. I'm going to start with Don on my right from our building department.
Okay, well, we got a couple of new businesses that have, you've heard that they've applied in the past, but they're just about open. That Kiki Sushi over here on 5026 Broadway will be opening soon. We got a new business, NV Windows and Doors, going in at 5876 Transit Road. Another body contouring, it's called Snatch by Class. Forgot to put the address down, I apologize. Nickel City Brews got their outside seating approved at the zoning board, so they'll be doing something a little extra over there. Ultimate Personal Training was a smaller gym that is now increased in size. It moved into the old Zumba zone over there in the Northside Plaza. And then a new Z&A Wholesale is over in Cortez Plaza. And I don't know if we talked about this last time, but Buffalo Distribution Warehouse up at 5600 Transit. Some new businesses that came in for us, which is nice.
That's in the old lawn care place, right? Lawn equipment?
If it was called Bulkomatic, I think that's what
No,
they're.
Bulkmatic's still operating, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's
The electric lawnmower place. with-
yeah, right.
So they took that spot.
Okay.
This time of year, obviously, grass cutting, please, people cut your grass if it's getting long. If you see vacant homes or neighbors who aren't cutting their grass and stuff, if you can't reach out and help them, let us know. We'll take the appropriate steps to site and cut and clean the properties ourselves. Building season, obviously, if you're going to be building decks, sheds, gazebos, additions, whatever, get your permits in. We're getting further behind this time of year. It's very busy. So if you want to get it in this season, get it in a timely manner.
Okay. Chief McNamara, Police Department?
Good evening. Yeah, fairly busy month for us in the police department. We handled 1,915 complaints. 95 of those were criminal. 2 stolen vehicles, both of them recovered locally. 41 accidents, 11 of them were injury accidents, and 1 involved a bicycle. And then we arrested 29 adults, 22 of them were males, and 6 juveniles. Issued 36 parking tickets and 301 traffic summonses this past month.
Thank you, Chief. On the other side here, we'll go to Fire Chief Brian Muslin.
Good evening, everyone. Since our last board meeting, we've had 17 calls. Year-to-date, 171 calls. We've been averaging about 25 calls a month, which is fairly busy for us. We went out, our apparatus replacement committee, to replace our old engine 2 and replace it with a utility vehicle, which is going to be called Squad 2. Went out for the final inspection along with Mayor Peterson last week, Wednesday. We should be taking delivery of that piece of apparatus sometime towards the end of this week. And then approximately about a month after that, with some in-service training and getting all the equipment mounted and on the truck, it should be in service. Going to be a great addition to the fleet, and look forward to many years of good use out of it. It exceeded my expectations. I knew it was going to be nice, but it exceeded my expectations, the craftsmanship and how this turned out. Pictures don't do it justice. Again, I'd like to thank Mayor Peterson, Village Administrator Pinkowski, and all the village trustees for their support on this project. It wouldn't have been able to happen without them. And also my committee of myself, past Chief Ron Maciejewski, past Chief Scott Wex, past Chief Gary Cummings, Lieutenant William Roberts, and firefighter Marty Lebedinsky with this project. Couldn't happen without all those people. Been a long few years getting to this point, but we're pretty excited about it. Be a great addition to the fleet. Also, like to thank Ken Pick for his many years of service to our village in the DPW capacity. Ken also was a firefighter in the Depew Fire Department for quite a few years as well. And, been in the village his whole entire life, and he's been a great asset, been a great assistance to the fire department, and he'll be sorely missed. I know he's a very humble man. He doesn't like those compliments, but, you don't say them unless they're true. And in this case, it's true. Also, it's with a heavy heart and great sadness to announce that past Chief Arthur Domino of our fire department passed away today. He was also a life member of the fire department as well. Trustee Kraft's going to touch more on that a little bit later in the closing, but he was our department chief from 1980 to 1982. And anybody who's been in the village for any length of time knows the name Art Domino. Long family history in this village of service to the community. And last but not least, wouldn't be right without Brian Tibbet, right? So fireworks season's upon us, and I know they're not going to just happen on 4th of July. They'll probably start with this warm weather here, at least in my neighborhood they will. Just be cautious when you're doing the fireworks. Make sure you're doing them in a safe distance away from any kind of structures or shrubs or trees that could start on fire. We've had structure fires started by careless use of fireworks. Also, take the fireworks after you get done using them, put them in a bucket of water, let them sit for 24 hours. Just because they're cool to touch, don't throw them in your garbage can. We've also had calls throughout the night on 4th of July. Oh, I thought the fireworks were cool enough to put in a garbage can. Garbage can started on fire, started deciding on fire. Next thing you know, we have a fire. So just be cautious and safe with them. And hopefully everybody enjoys the nice weather forthcoming and a nice holiday season when it comes to July 4th. Thank you.
Public could get the first view of the new truck in the Lancaster 4th of July parade. And then for those that care about where the money came from, we didn't, that money to buy that $300,000 truck is straight out of money working for the village and interest since September 22nd, 2022. We put $2 million aside, and that money has earned enough to pay for that truck. So we don't have to bond any money for the truck. Love that. All right. We'll go to Sam, legal.
I don't have too much tonight. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but
Okay.
thanks for having me.
Sniffly Sam.
Glad that.
Avoiding that, come on.
We're going to go to trustee Zimba.
The village hazardous waste collection event held in conjunction with the county was a success. As soon as I get the final numbers from the vendor, I will share them with everybody. I want to wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers, godfathers, and anyone who's a father figure in the village. To somebody, happy Father's Day. And Ken, I do want to say a word to you. We didn't get off on the best foot when I was elected, but I deal with highway superintendents all across Western New York. I'd put you up against any one of them guys. Thanks for what you taught me, and good luck, and enjoy. Thanks for answering my questions all the time, too. That's it.
Trustee Morosky.
Just congratulations and good wishes, Ken. That's it.
Trustee Kraft.
We are halfway through the Village of Depew Eat Local Passport Contest. Basically, there were 16 participating businesses, and if you broke it down, if you tried one place per week, you should get your stamps by the end of it. So being halfway through, there's still time to start it. Seems to be going pretty well. That's it for that. And
What do they win?
they
Have a chance to win.
one winner will take a gift certificate or gift card from all of the participating businesses.
Nice.
So I figured for the first time around, one winner take all, see how it goes, and maybe branch out next year.
Very good. Deputy Mayor Adolph?
Well, she
Hold
won.
on.
Oh,
I gotta say goodbye to Ken.
you got more?
I have to say goodbye to Ken. So 2 years ago when I started, it was right away budget season, and the very first thing I learned was how valuable you are to the village. Everybody always said, "Oh God, Ken's the man," and like he really like saves that department. So thank you for,
It's a whole department by us, so thank you.
yeah, thank you for everything.
Great. And Deputy Mayor Adolph?
Looking forward to the summer concert series. I hope that the village turns out and enjoys something that is a benefit to the community as a whole, as a community event. And then, of course, gotta throw in my 2 seeds, not cents, because this guy gets me my trees for the village. So really appreciate all his help and coordination with all the work we've been doing to make the village greener. And yeah, it's just not going to be the same without you. So I really appreciate all the open dialogue you were able to have and everything you did. Thanks.
Okay, we have a report for our rec department from Regina.
The pool was painted and cured, and they will start filling the pool. It was going to be today, but I believe that they are filling it tomorrow. They did the soft surfaces at Fireman's Park. They'll be putting them out at the other parks shortly. Yep, and they sealed the basketball court at Warner as well. And I hired additional people to help with the parks for at night, just to be eyes on the park and help with the movie nights.
Okay. And do you have something from a village administrator? That's you.
That's me.
It's actually you.
I just wanted to say congratulations on your retirement, and that you are going to be missed so much around here. Just how well you work with all of the departments, and how many of our partners that we work with that have come to me and said, you can't let him go, you can't let him retire, what can we do to keep him to stay? And I'm like, if I could, I would. So just your legacy of how, you're very creative with how you spend your funds, and you're always looking out for the village. And I think every department wants to work with you and talks so highly about you and your crew, and you're going to be very missed around here.
I'll also miss you. It's been great working with you, Kenny.
All right. I didn't forget you, Ken, but since this is your last official one, I figured you'd be the last one to talk tonight.
All right. We have Mona and Candace left on our first round of paving. Those should be done before Thursday. And our next round will be Ellington, South Ellington, Chateau Court, Wyandotte, and Calumet. And those will start as soon as we get to Miller round. And I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with everybody here. I truly enjoyed my time that I worked with the village for the 34 plus years. Thank you.
You've been awesome. Absolutely. All right. Public concerns and comments. Floor is open. Come to the podium, state your name and your address, and we'll see if we can help you.
Is it okay that we?
Sure, come on up together.
We're Joe and Michelle Nervo, and we're residents. We live on Columbia Avenue. And we actually sent a letter to the chief because the traffic, obviously, that street has become like a cut through. I mean, on my security camera, I've gotten 3 different people that are probably doing at least 65 or 70.
It is.
Obviously, I can't even
It's
get their plate or
unbelievable.
anything because they're going so fast. So we have an 11-year-old, the neighbor has like 6 kids. I
Just,
mean, it's-
we are surrounded by so many young families.
Which section on Columbia between, if you start at Central and you go to Warner and then you go from Warner to
Kind
Transit?
of like halfway in between.
We're Dorset and Forest View.
Okay.
We're right in between.
What is your number?
350.
350.
350?
So we noticed actually, just even from the side street pulling out, we're the second house in, and cars are almost up to 30 miles an hour, and we're the second house in. We love sitting in our garage, we love our backyard, but we also, have a gathering in our garage in the summer times, and it's just gotten to the point, you can't even hear the television anymore. The
Yeah.
traffic is just so loud. It is concerning, the younger 18-year-old that was hit at the end of our street not too long ago. I'm sure everybody heard that. It wasn't even a week later. I was sitting in my garage on a Sunday evening. It was 8 o'clock at night, and I could not believe how fast this car was going. I said to my husband, you have to pull the camera in. I could not believe, you could hear, it literally sounded like the gas pedal was stuck to the floor. Like, that's how fast. And the accident just happened a week prior at the other end of our street. I feel that there's a lack of signage, and
What
there
kind of
isn't-
signs?
that say 30 miles an hour. I would say average is 45 down our street. Traffic does not move at 30. We've lived there for over 20-some years. And my husband has lived there longer because he grew up in that home. So I understand that traffic accumulates. Obviously, we have a lot more homes and families, but we still have a law to abide by. And it's not being enforced, and that's an issue.
Right, I think the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit's good. It's just
And it
the
has
enforcement
been.
of it. I don't.
And the
I mean,
signage.
I don't know how other streets are around there, and I know you guys put up the radar, which, coming home from work when it was first up the first day, I was like, you're giving people a huge, I mean, I don't work with
Where,
police
where
department.
the, yeah,
But
where
I mean,
it
I
was
just thought you
set
gave them a
up.
lot of space to slow down
It
and
was
before it was
Officer,
clocked, you know what I mean?
yeah, Officer Reformat helped us
Right.
and set it up. However, over 44,000 cars traveling towards Central, they had to turn to come around so they could see the blinking sign. So the average speed was 30.1 mile an hour. Now, we know that's not true. The traffic following, going the other direction towards transit, if you just took a moment of any day and sat in Joseph's Grove, it would just be incredible, the speed that you would notice that
We did
people
see
are
it there the
going.
holiday, and then I think I
It's-
saw Lancaster cops sit in there too, so. I mean,
Rush
I was
hour,
happy
between
to see
6
more
and
presence.
8. Oh my gosh.
Because when I
it's-
grew up there, we moved there in '76, and I mean, police used to sit there all the time when it was Depew Grove, and man, they were getting guys left and right. I don't know, it's just, I think if you guys kind of put a little forth there and
It's
just
just-
kind of
it's-
nail a
it's an
bunch of
issue.
people, I think then it would get scared, but
Okay, yeah, so,
I'm not telling you how to do your job.
No.
yeah, no, and I appreciate that, I appreciate your concerns, I do. And you're not wrong. Other than the fact that there's no enforcement there. I don't have the actual numbers right now, but I know that Columbia is one of the highest, actually, enforcement streets in all of Depew, because of the complaints.
The four-way stop sign, I can tell you,
I
numerous
will,
amount of
I will,
people going
if,
through
if,
that.
afterwards, if we can meet, I'll get your phone number and I'll reach out to you and I'll give you the exact number of the summonses that we've had, in the last year here. So we have traffic complaints on every street, and driving is aggressive and fast everywhere. And we have a set number of officers to utilize. So we are absolutely enforcing on Columbia as well as the rest of the village. I can meet with you and actually look exactly, or I'll have Lieutenant Van Kuren come meet with you and see exactly where you believe the traffic should be placed. If you think that'll give us a more accurate speed.
no, I don't want traffic monitored. I want signs. I want signage.
You mean
That's
the
what
radar
I'm
setup
saying.
again, is that what you?
Yeah, to get the actual speed, to get the actual.
That doesn't do a damn thing other than people slowing down to do it, but the traffic going the other way is flying. They're hauling ass. They really are, and I'm being truthful. It's just not, it's awful.
I
feel like I live on Trinity
I'm just
Road.
curious for your opinion as to why you think the sign would do anything.
Well, the signs have been there forever, and they're probably this big.
It's just the
30
reflective
miles an
nature
hour.
of them is not,
And for the
it's
whole
hardly
length
even,
of the street, maybe there's 2 or 3.
I think there's
I think
two
that's
from
half the
transit.
battle, is people don't know what the heck the
Because it's,
speed
you know how I
limit
mean,
is.
it's French Road, there's one
We-
on there, and then there's one,
Main Street up here is an interesting one too. We've had a lot of residents complain about that because they're coming from Walden Avenue down Sheldon and then down and cutting across.
Yeah.
And that's one of those streets we've done extensive reports to. And you'd see, like, out of 30,000 people that go through there on a monthly basis, that the majority of them fall between the less than 30 up to 35. And I know when we first were doing that, those studies, I don't expect personally that the police would pull anybody over for 35. It's the ones that start tipping the 40 and above, those are the ones.
And
But
that's
out of those
probably
30,
90% of the traffic.
what's that?
That's probably 90% of the traffic.
That are doing that
goes
speed?
down our street.
I'd be curious to see what, if we do have a machine out there, to see what that turns out.
We definitely have
It
had,
flopped. It flopped. They did the test already, and this was several months ago. This was in November.
I'd be interested in.
and you believe it flopped.
It flopped because out of 44,000 cars that went by in the direction heading towards Central, averaged 30.1 mile per hour.
So you're saying that the machine isn't working accurately?
No,
I
no,
don't know
I'm
whether
saying
it is
people
or
had enough
the
time to
warning.
slow down to see the sign. It was, they came around a turn, you could definitely see it blinking. You just let off the gas pedal. Well, that's what 100% of the people did.
I mean, because we do 30 on the way home from like work, and I mean, I get people that, I mean, I can see the part in their hair. I'm like,
Before you
Yeah.
used to be able to pull out of the driveway, there was plenty of time because at 30 miles an hour, you could see a car, but now you're at the end of the driveway and you see a car, you don't dare pull out because they're clipping. They are clipping along. So again, I'm very upset about it because there's so many young kids surrounded by us. We also have autistic children next door. As a mom, it's awful. Yes, we have a younger child that wants to walk around the block, that wants to ride on his bike, and even with a helmet, it's not safe. So if we can look, I don't know how expensive signs are. I would think that street could at least use 4 more signs with 30 miles per hour. They could use it on both sides. The street is long from Central to Transit. People blow through the stop signs. How many accidents have we had? That'd be an insert. And what is the word I'm looking for? Like an
That would- yeah, I
interesting
mean-
answer.
You had
but
one
how-
this month.
Yeah. one.
yeah, right at the intersection, correct? Yeah, 'cause we were-
One this month.
Okay.
So my thought process for how you're saying you want more speed limit signs,
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be the same outcome as with the speed detection signs. They're going to see it, they're going to slow down for a second, but then they'll just keep going, or they'll just completely blow through it and ignore it anyways. So,
We have 2 sides that we need to address.
yeah, no, I agree. The speed limit signs that they do the traffic studies with, yeah, they see it, they slow down for a second, and then they just go about their way.
Right.
So,
So by the time that they were at Joseph's Grove, they were starting to get going again.
yeah.
But you're saying as a solution. Is that what you're,
Yeah, I'm saying, like, putting more speed limit signs,
you're right,
It-
put
it's-
100 there and they won't go any slower,
Well,
you're
I
correct,
definitely
but-
think it needs to be, you can see how you don't know how the speed is, even if you were to turn off transit. There's one by Joseph's Grove, but there definitely is not enough signage. So I don't know how or who we talk to about that and how we can address it, how expensive it is.
Well,
I don't
think they're that expensive,
know.
right?
They're not expensive.
I mean,
But we put up all the signs, all those extra signs here, and it didn't make any difference.
Yeah,
People still went-
Well, maybe I'm
People
giving
still
people the
went,
benefit of the doubt,
yeah.
that they don't know the speed,
All the-
because there
all the-
is not a lot of signs, there's only 2.
All the complaints that we had on Main Street, we put them from Panora and Broadway all the way
To Village
Main
Line.
Street, and that didn't change.
yeah,
people's driving.
here's one that you could test, because in my first term, I was able to get funding in front of the old Cannellation Center for the blinker beacons.
Yeah.
And I made sure that the speed detection thing was on 24/7, just as an educational tool.
Nice.
One day, if you would, park in Firestone's lot and see how many people and how fast they go. Because it registers right there, and
I
you'll
was
see
gonna
it.
say, I know, because I work for the water authority, I go up and down that street
Yeah.
all day, and
Here's another one, just 2 Sundays ago, I was putting the bunting on the gazebo for Memorial Day, on a Sunday this was. Sunday around 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Parked on Terrace, parked my truck, got the ladder out of the back, got the bunting, and so I felt fearful for my life on Terrace Boulevard, right in front of the senior apartment center there. It's just crazy. I mean, I travel, you're on the road a lot then, I guess,
Yeah,
for,
all day.
I mean, going downtown on the 33 daily for myself, it's just nuts
Right.
what people drive like. It's just crazy. And short of putting somebody there all the time is probably not, it's certainly not feasible. But, I mean, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, Chief, and you can bark me out, but putting up the signs if they feel it's going to be, I don't personally think it's going to, but it makes,
I would venture a guess that it's nothing to me, or I'm absolutely okay with doing it, absolutely. But I don't think you'll get the effect that you want.
yeah.
Well, at least it's
I
a
mean, that's
first
why
step.
we're just coming
Right,
to.
to
Yeah.
try something.
Be our
Start.
taxpayer.
Yeah, no, we got your letter, everybody got it and read it and went through it, we've talked
Yeah.
about it over the last couple of weeks. We do appreciate you coming because
Thank you.
that's what village government is about, because this is where you can stand up and
Yeah.
and say what you want. We'll work to see if we can't get you to that level.
Okay, very
I don't
good.
think that's a huge expense
Okay.
that we can't do.
That's fair. Thank you
All right.
very much. We appreciate your
Sure.
time, and we hope that this works.
Yeah,
And-
hopefully you'll come back and tell you they did work, so.
You'll say, ha-ha, they worked.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Great. Well, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, my regulars, you got anything for us? Good to see you, Paul.
58 already.
I just got one thing
Sure.
tonight. I'll save everybody, don't,
Right, wait.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
not 5 minutes.
You're on.
It'll be 5 seconds.
The airport,
Oh, 5 seconds.
Sam,
Sam's here.
the runway.
Are we having a national night out this year?
We certainly are.
Yep.
Do you know the date?
First Tuesday in August.
Yeah.
First Tuesday in August?
Chief Musilak, Chief, you got guys, girls on it?
yes, sir.
The first Tuesday in August is August 5th.
Okay. And it's going to be at Fireman's Park?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I think that's about all I got.
Wow,
Oh,
that was
all right.
easy.
Great question.
Oh,
Nailed it.
He's got time.
Paul, we have all these summer things going on. You have nothing to say?
no, we're-
Well,
No, it's fine.
I'm glad to see the concert.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
picking up again. And Ken, I want to congratulate you.
And you don't know the fear of the wrath I would get from you if I didn't schedule the town band or the CKSO, so
That's right.
they're sort of in there every year.
Are you giving your time to Dave now?
He can have his own time. You can't lend time, I think.
Okay. All right, let's, seeing there's no other comments, Mr. Corigliano, World Traveler's back. Anything for us tonight? All right. We'll move to claims and accounts then.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that the claims and accounts have been audited by the Finance Committee are approved for payment as follows.
From the general fund, $496,349.62. Zero from community development. Sewer fund, $41,287.89. Capital projects, $5,758 for a total of $543,395.51.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And lastly is the adjournment.
Honorable Mayor and trustees, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:57.
Are you going to recognize?
Ken, yes? You want to do it? or-
No, go ahead.
She said you were doing it.
Go ahead.
Domino.
On the past Chief Domino, it is to inform the officers and the members of the Depew Volunteer Fire Department that past Chief Arthur Domino, a life member of Hook and Ladder Company #1 of the Depew Volunteer Fire Department, has passed away. Past Chief Domino was department chief from 1980 till 1982. He also was a lifelong resident in the village of Depew, a graduate of Depew High School, mayor of the village of Depew from 83 till 93, Erie County Deputy Fire Commissioner, and Village of Depew historian. Past Chief Domino was also inducted into the Erie County Fire Wall of Honor at our Cheektowaga Training Tower. And arrangement before coming, he also authored a book, which I did get a signed copy of. I bought, and he signed it for me some years back, of all of Depew. And it's always at our concert series they're selling them, and Founders Day weekend. It's a very interesting book, and our historian now, Teresa Wolf, was co-authored it with her, and she's usually selling it there.
And Art Domino was the Grand Marshal of the 125th Incorporation of the Village Parade.
I second the motion for adjournment.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. We'll close the meeting at